This is going to be my final Bitcoin warning, what I think is going to be happening next. Of course, Bitcoin has been seeing this very beautiful bounce back towards the upside, but right now is running in towards a massive resistance. So we need to be talking about that exactly. What is going to be happening next? What am I going to be doing with my Bitcoin trade? Next week will be a massive week for Bitcoin. So guys, can we once again push up the likes back above the 100 likes? That will be absolutely amazing. And as always, let's have a look into what's a short term. And yes, of course, currently we are trading inside of a weekend. We do have that CME gap sitting at the 60.8k level. So yeah, most likely we are just going to be consolidating at around this level, and volatility is just going to be lowered during the course of the weekend. But do keep in mind that last week, of course, we have been seeing this massive dump actually during the course of the weekend on the Sunday. And what happened right after? Well, we created a huge gap, right, which inevitably got filled right after very quickly. So yes, of course, volatility will be very likely lower during the course of this weekend, but just in the case if we are going to be still getting a massive move, well then it will just very likely just get filled at the beginning of next week. That is at least what Bitcoin usually does during the course of the weekend. Anyways guys, Bitcoin is trading at a massive level of support right now. It is touching this level of support, currently bouncing from it, but do keep in mind that in the short term, of course, volatility is lowered and we can be seeing that Bitcoin is getting squeezed inside of this new symmetrical triangle. So yes, a little bit of a breakout is going to be inevitable in that short term, but this is just going to be a breakout pattern on such a low time frame. It is not really going to be worth paying attention to that much, but it's just going to be more kind of fun to have a look at. Right now in the short term we are getting squeezed in. Anyways, Bitcoin is running into some massive resistance at this current moment, and yes, I do think that a little bit of a correction is going to be quite likely. Now if we are going to be seeing this correction, I am willing to be opening up a new Bitcoin trade if we are going to be hitting that 57k level again. Now in my opinion, I do still think that there might still be a big chance of us actually filling up that wick like we have been talking about many times. Bitcoin has been creating this massive wick towards the downside. So even if we are already going to be hitting this 57k level, I do even think that we might be headed even lower than that level. So I'm going to be taking this Bitcoin, this next Bitcoin trade with a very low amount of leverage, and also I will be scaling in towards my Bitcoin trade very slowly, starting from the 57k level, but also I will still be setting some orders up all the way down towards the 51k level. But anyways, this is just going to be just in the case if we are going to be getting this rejection back towards the downside. It's just going to be a gift if we are going to be getting it, because we may not even get this Bitcoin correction back towards the downside. We may just blast off towards the upside right now, and if we are going to be doing that, that's going to be totally fine for me, because I've been just buying a lot of spot positions during this Bitcoin crash. I've been buying a lot of altcoins, so if we are going to be increasing right now already, well, that's going to be completely fine. All of my spot positions will be increasing massively. So yes, anyways, I think that beginning next week is going to be a massive week for Bitcoin, because we are going to be getting our PPI for the USA. Also on Wednesday, we are going to be getting our inflation rate reports. So that is going to be massive for the Bitcoin price, or at least the stock market, right? But also the Bitcoin price. Anyways, an interesting thing we can actually see is that Bitcoin massively outperformed the stock market during this bounce, like you can be seeing over here. Well, the stock market is still down massively. It got retraced by minus 10%, only saw a bounce of plus 4%, while Bitcoin got a move down of minus 29% and saw already a bounce of 26%. So Bitcoin already almost retraced the entire dump, while the stock market is still halfway down there. And of course, like I've been talking about yesterday, this is to be expected, because yeah, in the last few weeks, last few months, well, the stock market has been outperforming Bitcoin massively. Right now the reverse is happening, so that is very good to see. Anyways, as long as people are going to be shorting this Bitcoin pump, we are still going to be looking bullish. The Bitcoin funding rates are still extremely low at these current levels, so that is still going to be very bullish for the Bitcoin price. And as long as people are going to be shorting, I still think that this Bitcoin pump is going to be continuing. So like I've said, if we are going to be getting this dump, it's truly going to be a gift I'm going to be buying it like crazy, but we may not even see this Bitcoin dump. We may just be headed towards the upside right now already. And in my opinion, there's going to be a very big chance that this indeed was that Bitcoin bottom, because if we are going to be having a look into also Bitcoin short-term holders, they've exactly been capitulating at the bottom, which is exactly a sign we usually see if we do print a Bitcoin bottom. Well, on that weekly, on that monthly time frame, Bitcoin of course has been printing this huge cup and handle pattern, right? We are right now trading inside of this bull flag right over here. Still, it is looking very good. And if we are going to be having a look into what's this current weekly candle we are printing, well, we are about to close it in 1 day and 14 hours from recording this video. But this weekly candle is going to be looking very bullish for Bitcoin. If we are going to be closing it like this, which it is looking like very likely that we are going to be closing it like this, we are just going to be printing this massive bullish hammer candle. And on that weekly time frame, Bitcoin is still trading inside of this megaphone pattern. So on that larger time frame, well, we are still looking very good. In that shorter time frame, well, people may have been panicking last week, but you should have just been buying the dip, ignoring the fear, exactly like I've been telling you. Anyways, on that larger time frame, this is still going to be one of the biggest buy signals for me. The Nupal chart indicator, well, it is in these very similar territories like we have seen in 2017, like we've been talking about many times. Anyways, guys, with that being said, make sure to be following me over on Twitter to stay up to date about every single market development. And guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.